Welcome back, coin lovers. Today we're exploring some amazing Kennedy half-dollar coins that many people ignore but collectors are searching for everywhere. From rare dates to hidden values, these historic American coins carry the legacy of President John F. Kennedy and could be worth far more than 50 cents. Stay with us till the end, because one small detail on these coins might surprise you and change the way you look at your old collection forever. The 1977 D. Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most recognizable modern American coins ever produced by the United States Mint. This famous half-dollar carries deep historical meaning, patriotic symbolism, and an important connection to American history. The coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark found on the obverse side near the date. On the front of the coin appears a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, whose image has appeared on the half-dollar since 1964 following his tragic assassination in 1963. The words liberty are boldly displayed around the upper edge of the coin, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is split below Kennedy's portrait. The date 1977 appears at the bottom, and the small D mint mark represents the Denver Mint facility in Colorado, where millions of these coins are produced for circulation across America. Even though the 1977 D half-dollar is considered a common circulation coin, collectors still admire it because of its beautiful design, historical importance, and growing collectible interest among coin enthusiasts around the world. The reverse side of the 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar features one of the most detailed and patriotic designs ever used on an American coin. The reverse displays the presidential seal of the United States, showing a majestic heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon, symbolizing peace, while the other talon clutches arrows representing military strength and national defense. Above the eagle is a ring of stars symbolizing the states of the nation. Around the upper rim appear the words United States of America, while the denomination half-dollar is written along the bottom edge. The Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, is placed above the eagle's head. This reverse design was created by Frank Gasparro, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. The detailed engraving, sharp lettering, and balanced layout make the coin visually attractive even decades after it was first minted. Collectors especially enjoy studying the reverse because the intricate details often reveal differences in strike quality between circulated and uncirculated examples. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964 as a national tribute to President John F. Kennedy. After Kennedy's assassination shocked the United States and the world, the government moved quickly to honor him on a circulating coin. The half-dollar denomination was selected because it was already large enough to showcase a detailed portrait and patriotic imagery. The public response was overwhelming, and Americans immediately began saving Kennedy half-dollars as keepsakes rather than spending them in daily transactions. This public hoarding continued for years and played a major role in reducing the circulation of half-dollars throughout the United States. By 1977, half-dollars were still being produced in large numbers, but many Americans rarely used them in regular commerce. Instead, people stored them in coin collections, piggy banks, and family heirlooms. The 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar became part of this continuing tradition, making it a familiar yet often overlooked piece of American numismatic history. The composition of the 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar is copper-nickel clad, which was standard for circulating half-dollars after 1970. Earlier Kennedy half-dollars from 1964 contained 90% silver, while issues from 1965 to 1970 contained 40% silver. However, rising silver prices caused the United States Mint to eliminate silver entirely from regular circulation half-dollars beginning in 1971. The 1977 D coin, therefore, contains an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. Its reeded edge gives it a classic appearance and helps protect against counterfeiting and wear. Although it lacks silver content, the 1977 D Kennedy half-dollar remains highly collectible because of its design, history, and condition rarity in higher grades. The obverse portrait of Kennedy was designed by Gilroy Roberts, who served as the chief engraver of the United States Mint before Frank Gasparro. Roberts based the portrait on a medal he had previously created of President Kennedy. The portrait captures Kennedy's youthful appearance, calm expression, and confident leadership style. Many collectors believe this design is one of the finest presidential portraits ever placed on American coinage. The elegant hair detail, sharp facial lines, and balanced proportions give the coin an artistic quality that continues to impress numismatists today. Even circulated examples often maintain strong portrait details because of the durable copper-nickel composition used after 1971. The Denver Mint struck a very large number of 1977 D Kennedy half dollars for circulation. More than 31 million examples were produced, making it a common date in the series. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are usually easy to find and often carry only face value unless they are in exceptional condition. However, collectors still search carefully through rolls and bank boxes because high-grade uncirculated specimens can command much higher premiums. Coins with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details are especially desirable. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC have certified many 1977 D Kennedy half dollars in mint state grades, but superb gem examples remain challenging to locate because half dollars were frequently stored in bags that caused scratches and abrasions. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar is one of the most interesting and historically important coins of modern American coinage. This beautiful coin was issued by the United States Mint during a period of major economic and cultural change in America. The coin carries the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, United States of America, and the famous Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, which means out of many, one. These inscriptions represent the patriotic identity of the United States and connect the coin to the nation's history, values, and traditions. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar continues a famous Kennedy half dollar series that began in 1964 after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Since its introduction, the Kennedy half dollar has become one of the most recognized and collected coins in American numismatic history. The obverse side of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar features a striking portrait of President John F. Kennedy facing left. The portrait was designed by Gilroy Roberts, the former chief engraver of the United States Mint. Roberts created the design based on an earlier presidential medal featuring Kennedy. The portrait captures Kennedy's youthful appearance, confident expression, and charismatic leadership style. Around the upper edge of the coin appears the word Liberty, while the national motto In God We Trust is displayed below the portrait. The date 1972 appears at the bottom. The elegant portrait design remains one of the most admired presidential images ever used on American coinage. Even decades later, collectors continue to appreciate the artistic beauty and symbolic importance of this famous design. The reverse side of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar displays the presidential seal of the United States. This impressive reverse design was created by Frank Gasparro, another chief engraver of the United States Mint. The reverse features a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide in a powerful pose. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon to symbolize peace, while the other talon holds arrows representing strength and military readiness. Above the eagle is a ring of stars that symbolize the states of the nation. The inscriptions United States of America and half dollar surround the outer edge of the reverse design, while E Pluribus Unum appears above the eagle's head. The intricate details of the eagle, shield, arrows, and olive branch make the reverse one of the most detailed and patriotic designs in modern American coinage. The Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964, only months after President Kennedy's assassination in November 1963. The nation mourned deeply, and the United States government decided to honor Kennedy by placing his portrait on the half dollar coin. The public reaction was extraordinary. Americans immediately began saving Kennedy half dollars as souvenirs and memorial keepsakes rather than spending them in circulation. This hoarding behavior greatly reduced the circulation of half dollars in daily commerce. By the time the 1972 issue was released, the Kennedy half dollar had already become both a circulating coin and a collectible item treasured by millions of Americans. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar was produced at two major United States Mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins produced at Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while coins struck at Denver display a small D mint mark on the obverse side near the date. Both versions were minted in large quantities for circulation throughout the country. Millions of Americans encountered Kennedy half dollars during the early 1970s, although many people still chose to save them instead of spending them regularly. Because of their large mintages, circulated 1972 Kennedy half dollars are generally common today, but collectors still search for high-quality examples with strong luster and minimal wear. One of the most important features of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is its composition. Earlier Kennedy half dollars from 1964 were made of 90% silver, while coins from 1965 through 1970 contained 40% silver. However, due to rising silver prices and economic concerns, the United States Mint removed silver entirely from regular circulation half dollars beginning in 1971. Therefore, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. The coin consists of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition gave the coin durability and reduced production costs while maintaining the familiar appearance of earlier silver coins. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter, making it one of the largest circulating coins used in the United States during that period. Although the 1972 Kennedy half dollar contains no silver, it remains very popular among collectors because of its historical significance and attractive design. Many collectors enjoy assembling complete Kennedy half dollar sets that include every date and mint mark from 1964 onward. The 1972 issue represents the early years of the copper-nickel clad era, making it an important transitional piece within the series. Collectors often search for uncirculated examples with brilliant mint luster, sharp strikes, and minimal contact marks. Coins preserved in high mint state grades can be significantly more valuable than ordinary circulated pieces. Coin grading plays a major role in determining the value of a 1972 Kennedy half dollar. Heavily circulated examples may show worn details, scratches, dull surfaces, and reduced luster. These coins are usually worth only face value or slightly more. However, coins in about uncirculated or mint state condition can command higher prices among collectors. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins based on strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. High-grade examples certified as MS65, MS66, or higher are especially desirable because pristine examples are harder to find than many people expect. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar also attracted attention because of error coins and varieties. Some examples were struck with minting errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, clip planches, or die cracks. Error coins are often highly collectible because they are unusual and visually distinctive. Collectors who search bankrolls or old coin collections occasionally discover valuable error specimens hidden among ordinary coins. The 1971 D Kennedy half dollar is one of the most important modern coins in the history of United States coinage because it marked the beginning of a completely new era for the Kennedy half dollar series. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse side near the date. The coin carries the patriotic inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum, which reflect the values, history, and national identity of the United States. The 1971 D Kennedy half dollar is especially significant because it was the first regular-issue Kennedy half dollar struck without any silver content for circulation. Earlier issues from 1964 through 1970 had contained either 90% or 40% silver, but rising silver prices forced the United States Mint to change the composition entirely beginning in 1971. Because of this historic transition, the 1971 D Kennedy half dollar holds an important place in American numismatic history and remains highly collectible today. The obverse of the 1971 D Kennedy half dollar features a famous left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. This portrait was designed by Gilroy Roberts, the former chief engraver of the United States Mint. Roberts created the design based on a metal portrait of Kennedy that he had completed before the president's assassination. The portrait captures Kennedy's youthful appearance, neatly combed hair, and calm expression, symbolizing leadership, confidence, and hope. Around the upper edge of the coin appears the word Liberty, while the national motto In God We Trust is displayed below Kennedy's neck. The date 1971 appears at the bottom, and the small D mint mark identifies the coin as a product of the Denver Mint in Colorado. Many collectors consider this portrait one of the finest presidential images ever placed on American coinage because of its artistic detail and emotional significance. The reverse side of the 1971 D Kennedy half dollar displays the presidential seal of the United States. This reverse design was created by Frank Gasparro, another chief engraver of the United States Mint. The reverse features a large heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon, representing peace, and arrows in the other talon, representing military strength and readiness. A shield covers the eagle's chest, symbolizing national defense and unity. Above the eagle is a circle of stars that represent the states of the Union. The inscriptions United States of America and $50 surround the edge of the coin, while the motto E Pluribus Unum appears above the eagle's head. The reverse design is rich in patriotic symbolism and reflects the strength and unity of the United States. The detailed engraving and balanced composition make the reverse one of the most admired modern coin designs. The Kennedy $50 series itself began in 1964 following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963. Americans were deeply shocked and saddened by Kennedy's death, and the United States government quickly decided to honor him on a circulating coin. The $50 denomination was selected because it provided enough space for a detailed portrait and national symbols. When the first Kennedy $50 were released in 1964, the public reaction was overwhelming. Americans rushed to obtain the new coins, often saving them as memorial keepsakes instead of spending them. This hoarding behavior reduced the number of $50 in circulation and contributed to the denomination becoming less common in daily commerce. By 1971, the United States Mint faced major economic challenges caused by rising silver prices. Earlier, Kennedy $50 had been struck in silver compositions, but increasing bullion values made silver coinage too expensive for circulation. As a result, the Mint eliminated silver entirely from regular-issue Kennedy $50 beginning in 1971. The 1971 D Kennedy $50 therefore became the first Denver Mint Kennedy $50 struck entirely in copper-nickel-clad composition for circulation. This composition consists of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Its reeded edge gives the coin a classic appearance and helps protect against counterfeiting and excessive wear. The transition from silver to clad coinage marked a major turning point in United States monetary history. For generations, Americans have been accustomed to silver coins in circulation, including dimes, quarters, and $50. However, economic realities forced the government to adopt less expensive metals. The 1971 D Kennedy $50 therefore represents not only a collectible coin but also a symbol of changing economic conditions in the United States during the late 20th century. Many collectors view the coin as an important historical artifact reflecting this dramatic shift in American coinage policy. The Denver Mint produced a large number of 1971 D Kennedy $50 for circulation. Millions of examples entered the banking system and were distributed throughout the country. Despite the high mintage, many coins were still saved by the public because of the Kennedy name and the continuing popularity of the series. Americans often kept Kennedy $50 in coin jars, drawers, albums, and family collections. As a result, many examples survived in relatively good condition. Today, circulated examples are generally affordable and easy to find, but high-grade uncirculated specimens remain highly desirable among collectors. Coin grading is extremely important when determining the value of a 1971 D Kennedy $50. Heavily circulated examples often show worn hair details, dull surfaces, scratches, and contact marks. These coins usually carry little premium above face value. However, coins with sharp strikes, strong mint luster, and minimal abrasions can be worth significantly more. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC carefully evaluate coins based on strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and overall eye appeal. High-grade mint state examples, especially those graded MS66 or MS67, are much scarcer than ordinary circulated coins and can command strong premiums in the collector market. The 1983 D Kennedy $50 is an important and fascinating coin in the history of modern United States coinage. This $50 was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small D mint mark located on the obverse side near the date. The coin carries several famous inscriptions, including Liberty, In God We Trust, United States of America, $50, and a Latin phrase E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one. These inscriptions symbolize the patriotic spirit, unity, and traditions of the United States. The 1983 D Kennedy half dollar belongs to the long-running Kennedy half dollar series that began in 1964 after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Since then, the coin has become one of the most recognized and collected modern coins in American numismatic history. The obverse side of the 1983 D Kennedy half dollar features the famous portrait of President John F. Kennedy facing left. This portrait was designed by Gilroy Roberts, the former chief engraver of the United States Mint. Roberts based the design on a metal portrait he had previously created of Kennedy before the president's assassination. The portrait captures Kennedy's youthful appearance, strong profile, and calm expression. Around the upper rim appears the word liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is displayed below Kennedy's portrait. The date 1983 is located at the bottom, while the small D mint mark appears beside the date to identify the coin as a Denver Mint issue. The design is admired by collectors for its elegance, detail, and historical importance. Many numismatists believe the Kennedy portrait is one of the finest presidential portraits ever placed on an American coin. The reverse side of the 1983 D Kennedy half dollar displays a presidential seal of the United States, designed by Frank Gasparro, another chief engraver of the United States Mint. The reverse features a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in one talon to symbolize peace and arrows in the other talon to represent military strength and national defense. A shield covers the eagle's chest, symbolizing protection and unity. Above the eagle is a circle of stars representing the states of the Union. The inscription United States of America in half dollar surround the outer edge of the coin, while the motto E Pluribus Unum appears above the eagle's head. The detailed engraving of the eagle, shield, arrows, and stars creates a visually impressive reverse design filled with patriotic symbolism. The Kennedy half dollar series was introduced in 1964, only months after President Kennedy's assassination in November 1963. Americans mourned deeply after the loss of the young president, and the government decided to honor him by placing his portrait on the half-dollar coin. The first Kennedy half dollars were extremely popular, and millions of Americans saved them as memorial keepsakes rather than spending them in daily commerce. This public hoarding reduced the circulation of half dollars and helped establish the series as one of the most collected modern coin programs in the United States. By 1983, the Kennedy half dollar had already become an iconic piece of American coinage recognized around the world. The 1983 D Kennedy half dollar was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Unlike the early silver Kennedy half dollars of 1964 through 1970, the 1983 D issue contains no silver. The coin consists of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was introduced because rising silver prices made silver coinage too expensive for regular circulation. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. Its reeded edge gives the coin a classic appearance while helping prevent excessive wear and counterfeiting. Although the coin lacks silver content, it remains highly collectible because of its design, history, and condition rarity in high grades. One of the most interesting facts about the 1983 D Kennedy half dollar is that it was produced during a period when half dollars were rarely seen in everyday circulation. By the early 1980s, most Americans preferred using quarters, dollar bills, and smaller denominations for daily purchases. Half dollars were still minted, but they circulated only lightly in commerce. Many coins were stored in bank vaults, casino systems, vending machines, or private collections rather than actively used in retail transactions. Because of this limited circulation, many 1983 D Kennedy half dollars survived in relatively good condition compared to older circulating coins. The Denver Mint struck millions of 1983 D Kennedy half dollars for circulation. Despite the large mintage, collectors today still search for examples with exceptional quality and eye appeal. Many coins suffered contact marks and abrasions because they were stored in large mint bags where coins rubbed against one another during transportation and storage. As a result, finding perfectly preserved examples with strong, luster and clean surfaces can be difficult. High-grade specimens certified by professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC are especially popular among collectors building advanced Kennedy half-dollar sets. Coin grading is very important when determining the value of a 1983 D Kennedy half dollar. Circulated examples showing wear, scratches, dull surfaces, and contact marks are generally worth only face value or slightly more. However, uncirculated examples with bright mint luster and sharp details may command premiums among collectors. Coins graded mint state 65, mint state 66, or higher are more difficult to locate and can be considerably more valuable. Superb gem examples with exceptional eye appeal are especially sought after because many surviving coins display bag marks or weak strikes. The 1983 D Kennedy half dollar is also interesting because official United States mint uncirculated sets were not issued in 1982 and 1983. During those years, the mint suspended the production of standard annual mint sets because of budget and economic considerations. As a result, collectors who wanted high-quality examples of 1983 D coins often had to obtain them directly from circulation or from special souvenir sets sold at the mint facilities. Because fewer carefully preserved examples were saved, high-grade 1983 D Kennedy half dollars can be surprisingly scarce compared to other modern dates.